This is your station, the people's internet station. We are one nation under urban music. iPower One, New York City. Your home for the iPower Evening Show.
Express your mind. iPower Evening Show.
Good evening, everyone. DeMarco, Ricky, and Raphael in the building. This is Express Your Mind Monday on the IPES. Tonight, we're talking about the show, the transitional change that occurred on July 5th of this month. As you already know, that iPower 1 FM is now a New York radio station as we speak. Now, of course, during the show, y'all heard promos, advertisements, commercials all about the NYC, New Jersey, mostly the tri-state area. Now, the move was necessary to expand this radio station, even though we have 40% of our Boston listening audience, along with Rhode Island and Connecticut, tuning in faithfully. We felt like it was time to get out of our own comfort zone and try something different that was in the works already for quite some time now. We just haven't talked about it till now. Now, we thank the 3,000 to 4,000 listeners. That was a blessing from our iPower One Nation listening audience as we speak. However, you have the three major marketing cities where the resources like New York, Atlanta, or Los Angeles are there. That's the only way you're going to make it, in my opinion, is to come up with some plans that will get the listening audience hooked, get them clicked to the station. And it's not all about just the music. Don't get me wrong. The music we play here at the radio station and having our voices on these airwaves talking about major issues concerning the black and brown communities nationwide is one thing, but reaching out to a different audience of color is another thing that will have people listening. But at the same time, that major connection that can be reach out to us, discovering our talent on this radio station.
I agree. The change was needed. It was definitely needed.
Right.
Because we already know that the whole entire Boston was not feeling us from the get-go.
Right.
Like I said, some haters in Boston fear talent. And when they fear that talent that you have, and some who are afraid to take that challenge on listening to this radio station, some in Boston will fear that you have that power to say anything that is truthful that some black people refuse to say will rub them the wrong way based out of self-hatred.
Absolutely.
Or if on a different level of thoughts and opinions that other black people may feel uncomfortable with, but at the same time, the 5 boroughs in the NYC, along with New Jersey, has an opportunity and a chance to check out our radio station now that is currently now a New York radio station.
I agree.
Exactly. I agree with the change to New York. Hey, we tried for 10 years, even though I came here in 2009, but I have experienced jealousy, envy, hatred for this station, even those who never took the time to listen to all 4 hours of the radio show,
right,
but would rather make up fake news that we hate Boston, DeMarco hates black people, or everything about this radio station is a fake.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the same old BS of some of these sick-ass self-hatred of some people of color who some don't appreciate nothing except destroy you in any way, shape, or form.
That's it.
Even if they have to lie just to justify their actions against you or your talent you put out there for the people.
Of course.
What is your take on this? iPower One Radio is now an NYC radio station. Was it a smart move or was it a dumb move? It's the EYM. Let's go to the phone lines.
Express your mind. Express your mind.
Stacey J, you're next on iPower One FM. Go ahead, Stace.
Yo, Stacey J, represent hip hop.
Hey, Stace, what's going on, brother?
What's up there, bruh? Stacy!
Yo, once again, big shout out to iPower One for making the right decision to turn iPower into a New York radio station. You feel what I'm saying?
Thank you,
Because
Stace.
this is the only way we can step our game up and make more progress.
Right?
You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Most people in Boston, and this is just my opinion, no, we don't support each other. We only support our own circles. We support our own tribes. There's no such thing as black unity, nor anywhere across the country. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, y'all been fighting hard to put your talent out there, but unfortunately, it don't mean ish to a lot of people out there because they are for themselves. You feel what I'm saying?
And this is one of the reasons why, Stace, why I finally put my foot down and said, this love is not here in Boston, and it will never be here. I'm not saying New York is going going to make a difference with the envy and jealous and self-hatred out there.
Hell no.
But
It will be the same thing.
But at least the resources are there for us to move forward on what we need to do and reach out to the tri-state area.
I agree.
And prove our loyalty.
See, people in Boston, especially black Boston, feel comfortable in their comfort zone.
Right.
Who some are doing bad, being ignored, and suffering because nobody in the bean is giving them a chance to shine.
Right.
We already know that the white establishment in Boston ain't trying to give the hoods of Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan a chance to shine because they're too busy focusing on Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, the Wahlberg brothers of Mark and Donnie.
Right.
This is why we moved on and moved forward.
Yeah, I agree with that. Hey, yo, don't get me wrong. I love the bean. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I grew up in Palmer Spring, Dorchester most of my life, yo.
Yeah.
But the bean itself ain't trying to show no love to the hoods of Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan. You feel what I'm saying?
Because you from the hood, that's why.
Well, duh.
The white establishment that controls these talent agencies in the Boston area in Massachusetts ain't trying to hear y'all Negroes talent.
Hell no.
That want to blow up like the next New Edition or Bobby or Belle Biv DeVoe.
That's what I'm saying.
For real.
Look, I love Boston. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But at the same time, you got some local artists or dancers are like, I refuse to die without my town being discovered.
Yes.
I can see why some people of the local talent community from Boston are currently in the NYC, in the ATL, or LA.
I don't blame
They're
them.
busting their ass trying to make it.
Right. I don't blame them.
Me neither, bro.
Clarence, you're next on iPower 1 FM. Go ahead, Clarence.
Hey, what up, DeMarco? What up, Ricky? What
Clarence,
up,
what's going on, my brother?
What's up there, bro?
Hey, what up, bro?
Alright, even though I'm from Cambridge, Mass, across the bridge from Boston, y'all got my full support on the decision y'all made to turn this radio station into an NYC radio station.
Thank you, my brother.
Now, let me tell y'all something. Now, for those local artists who are talented than the current mumble rappers we got out there, like Migos, Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi Vert, all these mumble rappers, some of them stay in Boston to rep their city. That ain't a problem for me.
Right.
I support that 1,000%.
Right.
I do too.
But that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about local artists who are currently already relocated to Atlanta, to New York, to Los Angeles.
Right.
Not only taking that opportunity to blow up at the right place and at the right time, but they also knew that the different cities nationwide would have an interest for their talent, while the city of Boston itself just overlooks these talents from the hood.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, throwing them under the bus.
I hear what you're
now,
saying, bro.
Benzino may have been popular in Boston. People know who he is in the hip-hop community.
Right.
He may have blown up as a big, huge rap superstar in Boston, but he also knew that the lack of resources that are purposely holding back black and brown talent in Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan.
Correct.
That's why none of our local artists is on BET, MTV, VH1,
That's right.
Fuse TV, no even Revolt TV.
Right.
Exactly.
Despite of the thousands and thousands of artists, dancers, whoever out there got serious talent.
Yep.
When was the last time a black artist, a local black artist, or any other talent from Massachusetts who's a person of color, mostly black people, was ever featured on these major music cable stations besides New Edition, BBD, Bobby Brown, or Guru from Gangstar?
20 years
I
ago.
can't tell you one local artist right now from off the top of my head that are on these music cable stations as we speak.
Boston has also been holding back Latino artists too, especially reggaetoneros. This is why some Latinos be relocating to different cities like Nueva York, Atlanta, LA.
Right.
Relocating to different cities because the love is not here in Boston. Lo siento.
No, it's not.
They also want to blow up.
Right.
And they wonder why we had to make that change now that iPower 1 is a New York station to reach out to the people in the tri-state area. Because in my opinion, Boston ain't trying to hear real talent. But y'all haters out there want to put out fake news on what we are and even bother to listen to the whole entire radio show.
Yeah.
Just focus on the negative of what we do and try to discredit us, wanting us to fail.
Always.
This is why we got out of our comfort zone and stepped our game up.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that we gonna get better love in the NYC.
No, we
Hell
are
no.
not.
I
No.
know how that is.
Exactly.
But as long as the resources are there, we're taking that chance for an opportunity. It's now or never.
Now,
For real.
I've been hearing from Marty Walsh, who is the mayor of the city of Boston in Massachusetts, for our iPower 1 Nation listening audience, that the resources are here for talent. And I also hear from some black people from the communities in Boston that the resources are there, but it's for a limited of people who they pick and choose.
Exactly.
And want to keep the local talent in Boston. Well, there's some people in that same city that don't want to keep their local talent in Boston.
Yeah,
and,
right.
And want to expose their talent nationwide.
Exactly.
Trying to blow up locally doesn't cut it for me, because some artists want to be up there with New Edition or Bobby.
That's what I'm saying.
Having it on a local access channel does not cut it for me, in my opinion. I'm not on that level.
Yeah.
Some artists in Boston are not on that level neither.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Ray Sean, you're next on iPower 1 FM. Go ahead, Ray Sean.
Hey, what up, DeMarco? What up, Ricky? What up, Raphael?
Hey, what's going on, my
Hey, what's
brother?
up there, bruh?
Hey, what up, Rayshawn?
Now, you said that the white establishment plays a huge role in black talent and making tough decisions. Explain that to us.
All right. Now, first of all, congratulations on your tough decision to turn this radio station into a New York radio station. You feel me?
Thank you.
I call this the right move. Not because you didn't want to, but you had to do it in order to grab that attention of those in New York, New Jersey that will listen to y'all talent, listen to all 4 hours of this radio station, and not make up fake news that this radio station just attacks black people and y'all tabloid news without even hearing the facts nor the truthful message on what is being said on iPower. Now, I don't agree with everything you say on the radio station, my brother.
Right.
But I fully support your wise decision for this radio station while others purposely discredit this radio station. Now, as for the white establishment, I'm going to tell you the difference between the white establishment there in New York compared to the white establishment here in Boston. Now, the white establishment in Boston never had an interest for our black people's talent to help them blow up as music superstars like you see with New Edition, Bobby Brown, BBD, or Guru from Gangstar. In my opinion, as long as the Boston white establishment controls all these talent agencies, your TV or access cable stations, media outlets, and these major acting positions for TV and movie roles in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, black and brown artists coming out of Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan, who some will not go out any further than where you are for those who want to be up there with Jay-Z, 50, or T.I. in them.
Right.
Which really explains in the New Edition movie on BT when the CEO of the record company in Los Angeles flew to Roxbury to see Bobby Brown, who was about to go solo at that time, told him, Bobby, you got two choices. You can come with me to Los Angeles to blow up as a solo R&B superstar, or you can die right here in Roxbury. Now, did Bobby, in my opinion, make the right decision taking his talent to L.A.? Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Because Bobby knew that the resources for black people in Boston was not there for this brother, and it damn sure wasn't there for New Edition. Why do you think they toured across the country?
That's right.
Why do you think places in New York or Los Angeles are so important for new talent out there that want to be discovered? See, Benzino, Guru, who are the most smartest black men from the Bean, knew the Boston white establishment wasn't for our black culture or our music. That's why some of our brothers and sisters from Boston and other major cities that don't have the marketable resources had to relocate.
And some in Boston calling Benzino a sellout.
No, he's not.
Really?
He was no sellout. No, he was not a sellout.
No, he was
I mean,
not.
if you're going to call Benzino a sellout, you might as well call Ludacris a sellout to Chicago, living in the ATL, or Usher from Memphis, also living in the ATL, or Waka Flocka, who I think is whack, originally from the NYC, living in the ATL,
Right.
or even E40 from the Bay in Oakland, California, living in LA for a while to blow up.
That's right.
I mean, come on, man.
Now tell us about the New York white establishment.
Now, the New York white establishment is way different from the white establishment here in Boston. Now, does white supremacy play a part in the white establishment? Absolutely. They mostly run the white establishment locally and nationwide. Now, the reason why the white establishment has an interest for our black artists in the NYC is simple. South Bronx in the NYC is the birthplace of rap, hip-hop back in 1974. Big shout out to our brother DJ Kool Herc.
Yeah, absolutely.
The New York white establishment to this day can come in and rip off our black talent from back in the day till now when hip-hop started to get more bigger and more mainstream. The New York white establishment is currently working with Drake, Nicki Minaj, Young M.A., Sean P. Diddy Combs, even though he owns Revolt TV.
Right.
Even if black folks who created their music puts it out there to the hip-hop and R&B cats out there for them to listen to great music for our people, but at the same time, who gets the last say on whether your talent is good or not for the music industry? The white establishment. You feel me?
Right.
Now, Jay-Z recently was in a photo op surrounded by the white establishment that also helps fund his company brand, Tidal.
Whoa.
That funded his 444 album that became a success. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong about this, brother. I love Jay-Z. And, brother, I have a free copy of his album, 444, because I sure as hell was going to buy it.
I hear you,
I don't
brother.
blame you, bro.
Anyways, are the superstars who are very familiar with the white
white establishment currently are those same music artist superstars understands why our black music is so important to us, is worth billions to them.
Right.
And people wonder why hip-hop got so infiltrated by those same white establishment. Why? Because we, our people, black people, have the talent that white people wish they had. I mean, think about it.
Right.
When they gave us New Edition, they brought in New Kids on the Block. When they gave us Jagged Edge or Blackstreet, they brought in NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. When they gave us Usher, they brought in Justin Timberlake as a solo artist from NSYNC. When they gave us Trey Songz or Chris Brown, they brought in Justin Bieber and Nick Jonas. When they gave us Joe Scott, they brought in singer Adele from the UK.
And now those same white establishment are bringing in Designer, who had a worse interview on The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Lil Yachty. And you got this new guy out there called Lil Uzi Vert.
Exactly.
Yeah, people like Designer, Lil Yachty, Future, you know, these mumble rappers.
Absolutely. They already control these iHeart radio stations nationwide. They control and fund, believe it or not, Radio 1 down in Chevy Chase, Maryland, that was founded by a successful black woman named Kathy Hughes and a brother, her son, Alfred Liggins III. They no longer control parts of Radio 1, but are still getting paid big, huge bucks to put out these mumble-ass garbage rappers on their radio stations across the board that she's a part of, which is Radio 1 that claims to be black-owned.
Well, at this point,
really?
not no more.
Wow.
The white establishment controls Ticketmaster. They also control Live Nation. So what I'm saying is, as I close up here, does some of these local artists from Boston have a chance of making it in the NYC or ATL or LA? Absolutely.
No doubt.
No doubt about it.
Right.
But let me warn y'all, local talent who decide that they want to relocate to the NYC, ATL, or LA, if you for some kind of miracle get signed to a major record label, the white establishment controls all the money and all the endorsements that you make. Yes, you could probably end up being a millionaire artist from off the music and concert sales that you make, while the white establishment is making billions of dollars from off the creative music talent of what you make for them.
Rayshawn, we're pressed against time. Let's talk about that tomorrow. You'll be the first one we put on the air.
Peace, my brothers.
All right, brother, take care.
All right, later, bro.
Incoming message.
All right, text your mind here on the EYM. Pam from Newark, New Jersey writes, I'm starting to love this radio station now, and I've listened to all 4 hours. Don't think that I ain't listening. Thank you, Pam, for listening. You ain't gonna get no arguments out of me.
Incoming message.
LT James, 74 from Boston, Massachusetts writes, brother, you already know I got your back. If Boston don't want to ride, they don't have to. You got your 40% Boston listeners. You are absolutely right, LT James.
Incoming message.
Colin Flaherty from South Boston writes, you
What the
ready
hell
for
you
this?
gotta say?
I think you have the Hillary liberal disease for pulling a suck-ass move, turning this station into a New York station.
You know
NYC
what?
sucks, by the way, compared to Boston. Colin Flaherty from South Boston. Why should you care about this radio station?
Right.
Why should you care about iPower, sir? Get lost, Colin Flaherty from South Boston.
For real.
I love New York.
Oh, you
Yeah, I
ain't
said
never
it.
lied.
I love New York.
Yeah, right. Dwan from Brooklyn, New York writes, yo, so far the station is alright, but y'all gotta be NYC loyal, meaning so New York loyal. Nah, I mean, but y'all just started, but y'all gonna be so New York in no time. Oh, we gonna get there, bruh. We gonna get there.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Incoming message.
JBJ from Roxbury, Massachusetts writes, yo, I got peoples out there in Jamaica, Queens, so it don't matter to me where the F y'all repping this station. I'm effing with y'all regardless. Why, thanks, JBJ from Roxbury, Massachusetts. At least you get it, bruh.
Incoming
Proud
message.
Yankee Sal, NYC, from Brooklyn, New York writes, hey, welcome to New York. Boston's a dump when it comes to the Red Sox. I've been a proud Yankees fan for 53 years. How about playing some Frank Sinatra? Well, sir,
we're
we are
not
not that kind of radio station. But we thank you for being a Yankees fan for 53 years.
Sir, maybe one day we will play some Frank Sinatra. Don't get me wrong. I love Frank Sinatra.
Oh, you ain't never lied.
Ditto right here.
Message.
Alberto, 84, from Providence, Rhode Island, writes, bro, I love the move. Haters in Boston can do that to you, especially here in P-Town. But yo, don't forget about us Ricans in Rhode Island. Latinos stand up. Oh, exacto. I'm not going to forget about you. I ain't going to forget about you, bro. You consider part of iPower fam. Much love, amiguito. Kay Morales from El Bronx, New York, writes, man, bienvenidos, amiguito Rafael. New York's where it's at, where there's mad reggaetoneros and hip-hop R&B artists. Reach out to our peoples to represent Nueva York. Oh, exacto, Kay Morales. That's what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do.
Incoming message.
And Johnny Medina from El Bronx, New York writes, Rafael, Boston Ricans be hating as F. I'm glad the station is now in the NYC. Yo, is Tremendo from New York? His music's hot. He sounds like he's from the BX. Nah, amiguito, yo no creo. He's not from the Bronx. He's not from Nueva York.
No.
He's from Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
He is a reggaetonero, though. He's from PR. So
yeah, he is.
Ain't no mistake about that.
Right, I wish. Tremendo is from north of Boston, Massachusetts, in a city called Lawrence. He's one of our top reggaeton artists from Massachusetts, but I'm pretty sure Tremendo wants to get the hell out of that city and relocate and have his music out there for New York Ricans in the NYC. I'll support him on that 1,000%.
Right.
Now, we got a lot of support, especially in Boston, Massachusetts, who are 40% loyal listeners saying we should have done this 10 years ago. And they're right, because I felt I've been getting the runaround for all these years, being misled, lied to that you can make it here in Boston. That is so full of crap.
Well, if you white,
Right. And we know that BS about making it in Boston. For me, that is a lie.
unfortunately,
You can make it in Massachusetts. What? Did that take? That's also a big fat lie.
it is a lie for
come on.
some.
For real.
It is a lie, because I don't feel that it's true. Not for black people or poor people.
No.
If it wasn't a lie, I wouldn't be waiting 23 years to get that opportunity and listening to the wrong people, especially some black folks in Boston who never had an interest for you from the get-go, purposely held me back and held back others who were trying to make it, finally said, you know what, I'm done. I'm now putting my foot down.
Exactly.
I'm now doing it my way, even if I have to relocate to another city in order to blow up.
Right.
Can you blame him or her? Hell no. Do I regret that this online internet radio of iPower 1 is now a New York City radio station?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Are you
Ricky,
kidding me?
what is the lesson of the story in all of this?
The lesson of the story is, if you know the love is not there and the people in your own city could care less about your skills, your talent, and people giving you the runaround that you can make it in a city and be who you want to be, yes, you can make it and be who you want to be. Yes, you can make it if you try harder, but sometimes, unfortunately, relocating is the best solution if your own city nor your own people in your own black or brown community ain't feeling you from the start. See, we here at iPower 1 thought outside the box. We had meetings off the air on where we was going to take this radio station. We have given y'all 10 years, Boston. 10 years.
That's right.
But according to some of y'all, we wasn't good enough for you. But instead, y'all wanted to focus on how fake we were, how negative we were,
Yeah.
how much hatred for black people we was,
Haters.
how fake our news was, how fake our stories were, our callers, emailers, texters.
Right.
Once again, that word fear of somebody's talent is more professional and more put together than yours. And you wonder why iPower 1 is now a New York radio station, because we got forced out of this city, believe it or not, because of your self-hatred for somebody else who's better than you. Are you happy now, Boston? Are you happy? Well, guess what? Y'all got what you wanted, and we happy too.
For real.
And our 40% loyal Boston listeners.
Lesson learned. Thanks, Rick. Hey, I'm happy now. We're all happy.
Exactly.
We're all happy because we got what we want from each other.
Unfortunately.
Oh, well. Hey, that's life. No matter how much you love the city of Boston, that you was born and raised, but question is, does Boston love you back? I'm just saying.
Oh, you ain't never lied.
Shout outs to iPower 2 on our YouTube channel, keyword iPower 1 Nation. Thank you for listening to us. iPower 98.9 is now New York City. New York City. Subscribe now to our YouTube channel, keyword iPower 1 Nation. Listen to our shows weeknights now in the tri-state area. Take us anywhere. Listen online or on app. Listen on your Android phone, iPhone, or iPad. Listen now in the NYC. Go to iPower1FM.com for 98.9.